Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Monday morning, 8th of December. Some music on. Okay. I'm going to start on in fact, just before I start, I'll just do a bit of a recap. Last week, for anyone that wasn't here, this was the performance last week. If we just go by month. So already this month, we're like nearly beating last month just in a week. So pretty phenomenal. And again, just for anyone that's new to the room, this is only PA funded accounts. And there's free accounts that aren't actually on here because TradeZilla, you can only have 50 accounts max. It is what it is. I also got the payout from nothing on here that's got information on. I also got the payout from Funded Next. So huge congratulations. First, this is another firm that I've got a payout with in terms of the first time. So Funding Ticks was obviously the fourth, and then 3 days later was Funded Next, 8,500, which is pretty phenomenal. The Apex ones, I am still just, well, let's just refresh it just in case it's for whatever, pending at the moment. The other ones were approved, obviously 506. These ones are basically 593s. So a little bit more than last time, which is really, really good. But last week was a $34,000 week in terms of payouts, which is phenomenal. Also, whilst I'm doing this, I haven't yet opened any of my trading platforms. So I'm going to do this live just because the amount of people that ask me how I trade multiple accounts, I genuinely don't know how this is such a common question, because just like if you have a coffee store and you build a store and then you ask yourself, hey, could I just duplicate this and build another store? It's exactly the same process. It's just a copy and paste. So you just open your internet browser and you just repeat the same steps that you've just done on the one you've mainly logged into. But anyway, for whatever reason, people seem to ask. So what do? I simply go into a tab in my internet browser called Trade of 8 Tabs, and I go open all. I open all the tabs, and can you imagine what comes next? Drum roll, please. Can anyone guess? I log into my browser. I log into the account. I log in, right? I log in. Let's just get the passwords up off the screen. So I log into my accounts. Okay, very, very straightforward. You wouldn't believe how straightforward it is, but anyway, we log in, and I'm not going to do this for every single account, but yeah, we log in, and once we're into the account, guess what we do? We drag this. Let's just show you on the other screen. We drag it and we go, we'll plot you over. Let's do this screen so you can see it. And once you're dragged into place, you're done. And that took about 20 seconds, much longer, showing you guys on the screen. And move my passwords off the screen so you can't see. And then we go again. So we get to the new, we go to the next one, and we do it again. And this is what I do every morning for 10 accounts. And you guessed it. What do we do next? What do we do next? Can anyone guess? We drag it and we place it right next to the other one. This can't be this easy. It can't be this easy, right? What do we then? What do we do? What do? We do it again, and it's the same process. The same process, guys. So I don't understand why everyone asks me the question, but for comedy purposes, you guys ask it, so I'm going to be an idiot and I'm going to show you how I do it. And unless that question stops getting asked, I will just keep being silly. We go back, and again, you guessed it. What do? It can't be this easy. It can't be this easy. Yes. We then drag it to the other screen. and we go access. And anyway, I repeat this 9-10 times, and there you go. You have all the accounts, and then all you have to do is use a group trade, which is, if you don't know how to use a group trade, then go onto YouTube and type in group trade on Trader8, and you'll be astonished at how easy the setup is. Anyway, that's that. I'll do the other 5 later on. We are on TradingView, and we're going to look at the NQ on just a higher time frame. I just wanted to be a bit comical there for you guys because I just don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, monthly time frame. Obviously, you know where we are on these high time frame extensions. The theme has been bullish all year with a little bit of bearishness scattered in over some of the months, but generally bullish, and hence why most of the money we've made this year has been to the long side. Those extensions to pay attention to, the 62 of the same anchor new high from the multi-year extension. It's about a 5-year extension all the way from 2020 all the way to 2026 basically now. 6-year extension, and traded the 62, completed the 62, so that next completion will be at the -100 probably into maybe next year or the year after. I'd like to see a bit of a retracement, but going down to a daily time frame where we've come out of is pretty much going to be the high to high from the Trump tweet. We had the first traditional traded a high to high once, same anchor new high, and this is that same draw. So the high to high is at 24,200s. And of course, if we continue to go higher, which I think the VX is green, and I believe even the 2 days now green for 3 times. So yeah, we have been. I mean, it's not a case of if we are or not. It's fact by definition. We have been going up, and we have been building momentum. So that is a fact. We can't really deny it. So going down to the half-an-hour time frame, my plan today is going to be pretty straightforward. Remember last week we didn't trade any ETH or RTH ATR's highs, so expect that to be even more likely this week, at least a day at least. So I have a couple areas, a couple levels that I've marked off on my screen, and for some reason, how is that even possible? The resistance has been removed. Well, yeah, I don't understand. Anyway, I have resistance. I had a red resistance zone, but it's pretty much it lines up with yesterday's high, Friday's high, so 50s. I'm gonna go 870s to 850s. I don't know where that's going. I literally drew that before the call started. This second. Check if it's no. I don't know where that went. Anyway, my resistance for the day, short-term resistance. It's not long-term. It's not like I'm going to be shorting that level all day, but I would like to see a little bit of resistance at the previous day high from Friday. Support will need to be tested and proven, which will be basically for me about 860s. Why 860s? Brings you back down into the lows from Friday's afternoon session. So I would like to see those hold. It would also be an extension below the 4-hour ATR low, and it would be a still bullish in terms of above previous day lows and above the ETH dynamic trend line. So I would like to see that if we get it. I don't think I would. I mean, I might nakedly long that 680s. You guys will see my live streams on Zoom on what short-term resistance will be at the previous day high. I would like it to break after a couple of attempts, and I would like to trade the long side probably at around 950s. The reason for that is because this is going to line up with two of the sessions from last week, which is you'll see these RTH lines here. So you've got a lot of what would have been the targets from last week in terms of the ETH and the RTH line. So I think if you clear that, i.e. if you get above at least probably 950s, I think you're very safe if you get above 950s. I mean, the ETH high today is like, even if you bid long at 950s, you've still got 240 points of room for a long. So in simple terms, I'm going to be bullish at these green levels here. Let's just mark these out. Oops, copy that. There we go. So I'm going to be bullish at these green lines here. And I'm going to be short-term bearish, meaning 30 to 50 points, okay? 30 to 50 points short term. So overall, I would say I'm probably more neutral to bullish because I have 2 long levels that I'm interested in. And I think if those long levels get traded, there's probably way more points to be had to trade to as opposed to the actual shorts today anyway. So can you believe it? Callum is actually not trading to the short side today. So yeah, pretty crazy. But anyway, that is my breakdown. I'm not even going to overcomplicate it anymore or give out any more additional free advice. You guys in the trading room will get all of the insights. And I will go over there shortly. In fact, I'll go over there after I've got off this call. If there's any questions, let me know. Someone said, do you trade pre-market? I do sometimes, I don't other times. Do you wear black socks or white socks? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. There's no black and whites in trading. I have a life outside of trading the RT8 session. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends. If there's a setup to be had, I'll take it. If there isn't, I won't. Pretty straightforward. Anyway, I will see you all in the trading room on Whoop, and we will go live there. And everyone on YouTube, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.